Bill and Linda McGrane. Linda is part of a new book with her kidney journey. Remind us, you found a living kidney donor.
I did. Well, I didn't actually. God found him for me and literally brought him from another state up to Cincinnati so that he could be my kidney donor.
And that story is in this book.
This story is in the book. This is called Restoration, God Brings Beauty from Ashes. And it's a story of 20 different women authors that have gone through tragedy of some kind. Each one is totally different, but how God brought them through and then what he did when he brought them out of the ashes, which is the most amazing thing. So in the contents, you can see exactly what kind of a thing you might want to read. Mine is on page 65, and what he did in my story with giving me a kidney donor was just miraculous. And so it goes through the entire story, but mostly it shows how God can bring you in your journey, wherever you are, whether you need a kidney or whether you don't need a kidney. This will show you step by step how each woman was brought out of their circumstances into just miraculous things that not only changed their lives, but also the lives of everyone that they touched.
And I think the important part, I remember when we did your story, you guys had access to people who had billboards and whatnot, and you put the word out, and it took a little while, but then you ended up finding a neighbor and whatnot, and he uses really ordinary people.
Absolutely.
And I think that's been sort of your message, has it not?
Well, anybody who's looking for a kidney or wanting to support someone, when Linda was going through that, she didn't have the energy to do that, and so you really needed a care advocate to be able to support someone. So whether a family member or a relative or a neighbor, someone who cares, find a way to reach out to people, because people really are willing to help if they just know that you're needing help.
That's really well said. And part of the reason we wanted you back is because you talk about restoration, but your bigger job is you help restore families, and you have an ongoing group that works with marriage counseling. We have some information about that, but tell me about that, because I feel like when people know you face these obstacles in your own marriage, I mean, what's more challenging than a health struggle?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That you have some experience in some of the tough times to help other couples. So we have a graphic about your marriage group, but tell me just a little bit about that again.
Well, before we go there, I would really like to encourage other donors to be donors, because we had people that tried to be a donor for me, but really it was a blessing to them, because they found diseases, they found all kinds of things that stopped them from being a kidney donor, but it literally saved their lives. And so the segment before, you had Life for Lee, and I would just encourage anyone that's feeling touched to go and be a kidney donor for someone, because whatever we are doing only because we had a kidney donor, Michael Noyce. And so through his kidney and really his life, we are now able to do amazing things for Christ in restoring marriages for the kingdom. And he gets to be a part of that too. When God is talking about storing up riches in heaven, what we are doing is also now a part of, Michael gets to be a part of that, because he gave a piece of him to us so that we could do what we're doing. And so I would just so encourage anyone that has any inkling at all, or open their hearts and minds to hearing from the Lord, because that's what happened to Michael. He heard from the Lord that he was to donate his kidney, and it was a perfect match.
Okay, so for TV time, we do need to know what you're doing now.
Okay.
I love that. You can continue the mission, though.
So we have a program called Marriage Makeover, which is a 90-day program online that people can be a part of. They can go to our website and look at the information that you gave them, who want to take their relationship, their marriage to a whole nother level. Whether they're broken, damaged, you don't think there's a way through it. These are practical tools that people can use, and we've created a community of people locally as well as nationally who can be a part of this. And so they can simply go to our website, get that information, sign up if they're interested, or if they want one-on-one coaching, they can call us as well.
And you mentioned that's an ongoing program. All right, final thought. When you go through a health challenge like this, how does it make you better and not bitter?
Well, first of all, we've learned that it's all about what the Lord says, not what we say. And oftentimes what we do is we focus on our hardships, on where we are, instead of realizing there's a bigger plan. because of what we went through, because of her kidney transplant, we're now better off because of it, because the struggle made us better. You know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And most of the times when it's tough, you don't think you can get through it. But really, when you decide to communicate, stay in grace and love, and find there's always a way through something.
Yeah, God bless you for that. We appreciate your ministry. The book is called Restoration. She's on page 65. We'll put a link to that at what'shappeninginhealth.com, as well as your ongoing marriage support group. One of these days, bring a couple back that you've been working with so we can hear a little bit more about it. Would you do that?
Great
Sounds
idea.
great.
Great idea. We'll do that. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for what you do.
You're
It's
welcome.
amazing.